morning, everyone. I am so excited that you are here for Children's Church that's in person or online. Now, if you look up at the screen, or you see it right next to me, you see that there's a donkey on the screen, right? Now, when I was a little kid, we always had this game where we had to pin the tail on the donkey. And what would happen is they would give us the tail, and our parent would spin us around, and sometimes they would spin us around however old we were, okay? So we'd spin around, and then we might have a blindfold on, or we might not. And we had to try and get the tail where it's supposed to go. That's called a target, right? Well, today we are going to be reading about Jesus and his target. But first, we're going to read Mark 11. We're reading verses 1 all the way through 11 to let us know where we are right now in the Bible. Jesus is going to Jerusalem, and he pulls two of his disciples aside, and he says, "Go into the village in front of you, and immediately as you enter it, you will find a colt or a donkey, and it will be tied, on which no one has ever sat on. Untie it and bring it. If anyone says to you, 'Why are you doing this?' say, 'The Lord has need of it, and we'll send it back immediately.'" So, these men, are you ready? They go to the next town, and they find this colt, and it's not like they just walk in and no one is around, so they can just untie it and no one knows what they're doing. There's people around. And, they could have just been like, I really don't want to do this. But they knew Jesus told them what to do. So they followed the instructions. They went and they untied this colt. And these people that are watching, they go, "What are you doing?" Because they know this isn't their cult. But they say exactly what Jesus tells them to do. And the people let them go because it's a message from the Lord. But then when they bring back the donkey, it says, "And they brought the colt to Jesus and threw their cloaks," that's their jackets, "onto the donkey, so then that way Jesus could sit on it. But then people started laying their cloaks down on the ground, and the donkey would walk on those, and then other people took their branches from the fields they had cut, and they were praising Jesus as he walked in. They were saying, 'Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our father David. Hosanna in the highest.' And Jesus entered Jerusalem." Now, do you guys see this donkey? Yeah? Girls, do you see the donkey? Okay, this donkey, is it really the best pet you could have, or does it probably smell? It probably smells. Now, I want you all to think really hard. When I think, I have to kind of grab my head. So let's grab our heads and think. Think about a famous person that you really like to watch. Maybe you like their songs. Maybe they're an actress or an actor and you want to be like them. Or maybe they're a scientist and you want to change the world like these scientists, okay? Now, put your hands down because you all should have someone you're thinking about. Whenever we celebrate these people, we have these big events for them, right? And there are people that stand on the edge or the side as these people are walking into these events. We don't know the people personally, but we're shouting, "Oh, we love you. Oh, you're so amazing. We want to meet you." But do we actually know these people personally? No. All we know is they're good at this one thing. Well, when Jesus was walking in, some of these people didn't even know Jesus, as in they didn't know him personally. They had never really met Jesus, but they heard of all these miracles that Jesus was performing. They heard all these stories being passed around the towns, and they were so excited because he was entering Jerusalem, and they finally got to meet this Jesus. So as he's walking in, they're all doing that. They're waving their branches. They're so excited. But I want you to think about that person really fast that you were thinking of, that famous person. Do they come to these events in a bad car? Do they come to these events on their bicycle? No, they come in these expensive cars, right? Cars that we would never want to touch because they're too expensive. They come in limousines. But Matthew 21:5, in the Bible it says, "Behold, your king is coming to you humble." That means he's just coming to you plain and simple and mounted on a donkey. Jesus didn't come to this big way. He could have sat in a chair and had all of his disciples carry him in. He could have found something amazing to ride in on, but he came on just a simple donkey because Jesus didn't care about all these extravagant things. Jesus had a target. So remember how I was telling you about pin the tail on the donkey? We all have a target, right? And whenever we play that game, if we're blindfolded or not, we've been spinning around a lot. So we kind of have a hard time walking, right, to that target. Well, Jesus, when he was riding in on that donkey, he didn't care that everyone was shouting his name because he knew at the end of the week, his target was the cross. He wasn't going there to make friends with people. He wasn't going there to get yummy dinners and people shouting his name. He was going because he knew this was the week that he was going to the cross. He knew this was the moment where he was making that decision to get on that cross and die for each and every one of you because he wanted you to have the ability to live with him forever, right? So, this week at our church, we are going to be celebrating Jesus all week long. We're going to be learning about everything that's happening. So, you get to learn with your family from the Bible and come to church if you're able to and really understand what's happening this whole week of Easter. But something's really cool. Do we have the Bible? So do we know on this Palm Sunday that Jesus is going into Jerusalem to die for all of us and save us all? So we are going to stand up right now. Okay, so everyone, and you know what? Should we also ask moms and dads and all of our church friends to stand up too? Say, everyone stand up. Thank you. And we know that on this Palm Sunday, our Jesus is going to save us all. So we are going to celebrate him on this Palm Sunday. So as you're walking back to your seats, we are going to shout, Hosanna. You can shout, Jesus, I love you, whatever you want. But we're going to start our parade on 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hosanna! And you can start walking to your seats, guys.